Full Circle is sponsored by Circle City Annuity Source, providing advice with annuities, Social Security planning, and guaranteed income for life.
Welcome to Full Circle. I'm Susanne McAlister. I'm glad you could be with us today. Well, you may not be aware that over the next 18 years, nearly 77 million baby boomers will be turning 62 years old at the rate of 10,000 every single day. So with that in mind, it's really important to be able to know how to optimize your Social Security income benefits. Well, here to give us some helpful advice on how to cut through that red tape, we have Carl Barnowski. He is the owner and founder of Circle City Annuity. I want to welcome him to the program, and I'd also like to thank him for his sponsorship of Full Circle. It's nice to have you here.
It's so nice to be here.
I could not believe how many of us baby boomers are going to be turning 62, so we really need to better understand our Social Security benefits, don't we?
It's a shocking number, really, and reality is the topic itself is so massive. Not many folks understand it. Truthfully, a lot of the financial advisory community doesn't take it on because there's no pay to give that kind of advice.
Right.
And ironically, if you look at the Social Security Administration Employee Handbook, it says very clearly that they even can't give you advice when you go to file.
I remember reading that on your website, and we're going to put your website up on the screen because it's a very helpful tool in some of the information that we're going to cover today. But that just seems ironic that the Social Security Administration cannot give us advice.
Yeah, it's just a liability thing. You know, it folds so well into the financial planning arena that it'd be very easy for people there that are filling out paperwork to turn into advisors, and obviously that's not,
sure.
It's not
But
possible.
with your business model, with Circle City Annuity, you are able to say, wait a minute, this is too important. We need to really talk about Social Security, maximization of our income.
Yeah.
What are some mistakes we need to avoid?
Well, you know, the big question that everyone has on their mind as they approach retirement is, when do we start taking Social Security?
Right.
And one of the biggest mistakes folks make is, you know, and this is another statistic that you'll find on our website, 8 out of 10 people who are eligible march right into Social Security the minute that they can and start drawing, and which means that they're taking a reduced benefit, which means that, you know, if they waited to age 65, they'd get a full benefit. But unfortunately, most people take advice from their children or from the folks that they play golf with, or because of the person next door that retired 2 years ago that, well, this must be the right thing because we're going to do what they did. And so that's how people are functioning. And that's the most common mistake. You know, I think our niche really, including this in the retirement income planning process, it's critical. You know, back in the early 80s, 80% of the folks that were working had a pension plan to rely on for income. And now it's about 40%.
That's a huge drop.
Yeah. But what that means is, and my grandparents are a good example, retired from General Electric, came out with Social Security and a pension. Now, folks that retired, they're coming out with Social Security, but there's no pension, which means that they have to provide their own pension. They have to provide their own means for income. And, you know, so that's where people are falling short.
Sure, and a lot of people are saying, whoa, you know, now what do I do? Because
Right.
I am going to be turning 62. So what I'm hearing you say then is everybody's situation is different. We need to really look at the rules. We need to look at our options.
Yeah.
And you help us guide through those various options.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on, you know, your asset base. It depends on whether you plan on working during retirement. It depends on whether you're married, widowed, was married and divorced, even having a child or a disabled child. There's a lot of factors that go into optimizing. And optimizing, we're meaning you've paid into this for such a long time, you need to get the most out of this that you can instead of the minimum. And, even for those that have filed and are drawing, and my mom is a good example of this, there's a one-time redo. So even if you've made a mistake and you come to see us, or you go to somebody who specializes in this and you find out, boy, I made a mistake here, you can redo it. You can do it once, but you can recalculate and start over.
I didn't realize that. See, I'm already learning something. Now, you've got a kit that actually goes along with giving to baby boomers about their Social Security. Yeah,
we actually put together the Baby Boomers Guide to Social Security. And really, this is a very illustrative, action-packed piece here, but it's really plain English. I mean, this is designed for the person who has no idea what they're doing, and at least gets them a head start and gets them thinking in terms of what questions to ask, some rules that may apply to them, so when they do go either to Social Security or they come to see us, they have a firm grasp, or at least an idea of the direction that they're heading. So. And I would like to strongly encourage you to go to the website and request this information. Carl and his advisors are devoting their time so that you can maximize that income and wade through that red tape. And it's just as simple as going to that website and making that happen right now. Well, we have lots more that we have to cover with Carl, but first we need to take this break. Don't go away. We are continuing our conversation with Carl Barnowski. He is the founder of Circle City Annuity. Be sure to go to the website and get this free guide to maximizing your Social Security income. The website is up on the screen. So let me talk to you a little bit about your business model, because some people may think, oh, I don't have that much money in the bank, and you know, he's just wanting to talk to millionaires. Tell me about your client and your business model. My business model, you know, this is my 22nd year in the business, and I've done everything from full-blown stock brokerage to full-blown financial advisory, and I've recognized over the years that annuities, they have this stigma. They have a bad name. And I really think they have a bad name for two reasons. One, the process that people go through to purchase them, I think is a little off. And I think it's because advisors don't sell enough of these products, so they're not making enough money. So, you know, there's inappropriate things being done out there. And the reason why this has so much attention is because the normal folks that buy these, the typical client, is the 60, 70, or 80-year-old. So, you know, they don't know what questions to ask. Exactly. They're buying on trust, and that can be a dangerous situation. So my business model basically is to fix that problem. So do we have a redo on annuities also? You do have a redo. You said we had a redo on Social Security. Yeah, you do. You know, and an annuity, our primary clients, we have three, basically. One is the person that already owns an annuity contract. There are so many folks that purchase through banks, purchase through advisors that are no longer in the business. And there's a lot of folks out there that don't know, even today, geez, I own this, but I don't know what it does. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's the right one. So we're in the business of, if you're going to own an annuity, let's make sure you own the right one. Because you steer clear of a variable annuity. Why is that? Yeah, I mean, we just don't handle variable products at all. We feel as though there are more efficient ways of investing in the market if you're going to go down that path. And we also feel if you're going to go down that path, you should deal with a specialist that does just securities. We deal strictly with principal protected products, and that way, basically, we want to be able to tell our clients there's no risk. We've never lost an investor dollar for one of our clients, and that's the way we want to keep it. So when you talk about principal protected, if somebody puts in $25,000 or $2 million, no matter what happens to the market, they will get their money back. That's exactly Hopefully right. On the upside, they'll get some additional funds as well. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So if someone comes to you and says, you know, I'm still not quite sure, but I understand that an annuity might guarantee income for life, what would you say to someone to kind of get over that fear if it's the right product for them? Well, I mean, It's just an educational process. If somebody already owns an annuity, we do something called an annuity report card, where we match up, we show them what they own, we explain to them what they own and how it works, and then we show them one or two other of the most competitive products available, and we match them up and we show them, here's the strengths that you own, here's the weaknesses. And just in Social Security, with an annuity, there's something called a 1035 exchange, where you can exchange one contract for another, typically without a fee. And if it doesn't make sense to do it, we'll certainly tell you. But there are ways of getting out of contracts that don't make sense for you.
So you are really about providing options and transparency, aren't you?
Absolutely. I mean, our theme is transparency with all of our social network, and we actually post our testimonials to Facebook and to Twitter. We really encourage even the children of some of these contract owners, because we deal with those a lot. 7 out of 10 of our phone calls that come into our office is a child calling for the parent who owns an annuity contract.
And then voila, they're going, wow, maybe I should be thinking about my own retirement
That's
as well.
exactly right. And those are also the tech savvy folks that are online, and they check us out, and we encourage that. That's what we're there for. They can look at our Better Business Bureau accreditation. They can look at our following. They can look at the commentary in our conversations with some of the folks even in the industry.
Well, I think that's also what I found helpful about your website, because you do list all of the accreditations and the Better Business Bureau, so people know that they're dealing with a legitimate, honest person.
Yeah.
And that's so important. So how do we go about building our own pension plan?
Pension plan, basically what folks are looking for is guaranteed income for life. What does that mean? That means that we're never going to run out of money.
Right.
No matter if we live till we're 85 or 105, we never want to run out of money. So this is why we start with Social Security. Social Security, if you optimize it, which means we're getting as much money as we can out of that, that's the first building block. Once we know that we're getting as much money as we can out of Social Security, then we move on to your actual pension. If you don't have a pension from work, and there are some issues with one of the biggest questions people face is, coming out of Allison's transmission, for example, I have a pension plan. They said I have to either take a lump sum or an income stream. What do I do? We want to look at the amount that's available and how much of that is insured, because we want everything insured.
Right.
So, and then once we establish that, then we fill the gap with an annuity contract. Those are the only 3 vehicles that will guarantee you income for life. Period.
All right. Well, I'm sure that we've answered a lot of questions, but there are lots more questions for Carl after this. Welcome back to Full Circle. I'd like to thank again Carl Barnowski for being here today and giving us this helpful information. He's also a new sponsor of Full Circle, and he is no, you're not Full Circle, you are Circle City Annuity Source.
Exactly.
I knew I'd get that mixed up at one point today, Carl.
They sound a lot alike.
They do sound a lot alike, so it's a natural fit here for us.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about retirement planning and then income for retirement.
Yes, there's a huge differentiation between retirement planning, which is really accumulation, and income planning. We strictly focus on income planning. What happens when we get to that age where we have to transition from accumulation and working and revenue and saving to tapping into those resources? And our job basically, again, that guaranteed income for life concept, it's critical. Especially with folks who do not have pension plans. If you don't have some type of income planning done, it's critical that you do.
Yeah, because at some point, if you keep spending the way you did when you were in the accumulation phase, you may run out of money, the big fear that everyone has.
Yeah, well, in the traditional planning, when folks had Social Security and a pension, the traditional financial advisor took your assets that were liquid and they filled that income gap with, just the earnings off of that massive amount of money that you had saved. And now, without a pension plan, you're making up a larger portion of your own income with your own money. Right. So, which is even more important that you maximize that Social Security to begin with. So
Absolutely.
That's why we kind of back into it and do it the opposite.
Yeah, in a way that it makes sense.
Exactly.
So how do we have to pay for this service? What kind of fees are we looking at? That's one of the big questions everyone wants to know.
Sure. Actually, all of our services are complimentary. We do our Social Security planning and advice and analysis. We actually prepare an analysis for you to take to Social Security with you and let them fill out the paperwork. That we do complimentary. The income planning part we do for free. We feel as though our advice is valuable. It's the reason why folks come to see us, and we have to give them some value to do business with us. Quite frankly, we get paid from the companies that we place our clients' money with, so we don't have to charge our client.
So you are a safe zone, so to speak, for annuities.
Yes.
Explain what that means.
The annuity safe zone concept is the fact that everything is transparent. Our product portfolio is transparent. Our backgrounds are transparent. All of our reps that work in all of our offices across the country, you can actually look at their backgrounds, make sure that they're accredited with the Better Business Bureau. You can actually, we have actual links to the Indiana Department of Insurance so people can verify our licenses. And we're doing this for a reason, not just to make people comfortable with doing business with us, but it's really a guide to, if you're going to do business with somebody else, what you should be looking for.
Sure, because nobody wants to give their hard-earned money over to anyone and then find out they've lost it.
Yeah, after the fact, it's a little late.
Yeah, exactly. And do you find that because the stock market has been so up and down, I mean, it's been on a trend in a positive direction lately, but they are seeking to diversify their own portfolio and get into some annuities as well?
Yeah, I think people across the board are interested in safety right now. And it's not just safety with regards to their money, but with all of the crime and all of the things that you see about on the news with regards to the financial services industry. People want to be and know that their money is safe, and they want to know that the person that they're working with is credible.
Absolutely. Tell me about the investor kit that you have here that's available through your website.
Yeah, I mean, this is the annuity investor kit that we send out prior to meeting with anybody, or if you log onto our website and you go to the quick form and request this. This is the package that you get, and there's some useful information. You will also get a background. This is me. A profile of the person that you'll be working with, so you'll know who's going to be the person you're talking to. We've got common questions and concerns. So a lot of the stuff that you should know before you even speak to somebody, we're going to give it to you before you have that conversation.
Now, we're seeing throughout 47 counties in Indiana. We can go to the website, and no matter where we are, we can tap into this?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, it's what everyone needs to know. Principal protected, maximizing Social Security income, and you can go to one source, Circle City Annuity Source. Did I get that right?
You did.
And you can reach out to Carl Barnowski for additional information that we've been talking about today. Carl, thank you.
Thank you.
And we are back with a song after this short break. Stay with us.
Musical Showcase is brought to you by Flannery & Buchanan, helping families tell the story of their loved one's life. Musical Showcase is brought to you by Flannery & Buchanan, helping families tell the story of their loved one's life.
I'm glad you could join us on today's program, and I do hope you'll take advantage of the free services available at CircleCityAnnuitySource.com. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce Annie Widener. She is a junior at Zionsville High School. She is going to perform Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and she is accompanied by Frank Bradford. I'm Susanne McAlister, and I'll see you next time, Full Circle.
When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday you'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Then why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Closed captioning provided by Hear Hear. Hear Hear, discrete hearing solutions at affordable prices. 317-731-5386.